Taurus compatible with Virgo. Now, what is Taurus? Taurus is fixed earth. So, fixed earth means a fixated street, a fixated tree, fixated leaves, a fixated ground. Earth had to be fixated on one way of building, one way of going up. Fixated means stubborn, doing things in their own way, staying on one thing at one task for the rest of their life. A turtle is fixated. Turtle is an earth animal. A turtle takes its time. So that's what Taurus does. They take their time. They fixate it in their own ways of thinking. AKA, you got to constantly be fixated in your mind to actually have the right ideas and the right concepts to go about things. And of course, you got to have a fixated feeling and emotion, which is Taurus opposite, which is Scorpio. And of course, that represents water. And of course, what is cardinal water? Cancer. That's why Cancer is exalted in Taurus. Cancer loves being in Taurus because Cancer see that it can use the earth to come rain down on it, to come give it love, to come nurture it, to come care for it, to come put it in perspective. Now, also, Taurus is Venus. Venus is the way we love, the way we appreciate, the way we utilize desire. Woo! We all got a desire. Why you think you're on this earth? Or why you think you came back to this planet? Now, also, Taurus is the second zodiac sign. So what came second was the feelings and emotions. And what came after that? Air. And then, of course, earth. So, of course, what came second? Mom came second. AKA Venus is a feminine side. A feminine earth, feminine water sign. Because it's earth. So it's feminine yin. AKA feminine yin. Everything started within. Also, when we talking about Taurus, they love their home. They love their comfortability. They love their security. They love peace. They also stubborn. You can't tell them nothing. They're going to do whatever they want to do. And that's their pursuits. Also, Virgo. Virgo is the Virgin Mary. Virgo, when it comes to experiences, they are always worrying, always concerned. And of course, they concerned about doing things correctly. Taurus concerned about comfortability, stability, practicality. And of course, this makes a whole lot of sense because at the end of the day, if you try to corrupt a Taurus comfortability, you're going to see that other side of that bull that you ain't going to want to see or that you wasn't expecting. And of course, a Virgo, they love to be appreciative. They love to be taken care of, but most importantly, appreciative. They are workaholics. Taurus can be workaholics when they fixated and stubborn in their own ways of dealing with work. Also, these are two zodiac signs that's 120 degree. So of course, they both got 60-60. So 6 is 6 represents a joining of two. And of course, when you got these two zodiac signs in perspective, these are two zodiac signs that will love each other, that will appreciate each other. And of course, everything is fun and games, but try not to get lazy. But of course, what is mutable Virgo? Virgo is mutable. So that means they adapt and they are versatile when it comes to being of service and kind to people, places, and things. They take on a whole lot of responsibilities. They're very good with multitasking. So, of course, they can do 1,000,001 things at a time. Now, the Taurus love to do one thing at a time. A Taurus don't love to be too mutable or over to the place. And Taurus hate change. So, of course, Virgo, they love to change and switch things up. Because if Virgo stay fixated into one thing, it can make a Virgo feel kind of awkward. And if Taurus is doing this, doing that, it can make a Taurus feel very awkward at times too. That's why their modality is different. But this is two zodiac signs that can work with each other. That's why it's always good to follow up with your modality. But of course, a Virgo and Taurus, they would be very loving and kind to each other. They would be very down to earth. they can also be all work, no play. Try to find equilibrium and balance and peace and justice and fairness, aka go on trips sometimes, travel the world. Everything ain't just about being home. Everything ain't just about being a workaholic. Everything ain't just about being down to earth. That's why you need 2 water signs to basically accumulate and help you guys out. That's why Virgo and Pisces are very compatible. And that's why Taurus and Scorpio are very compatible. See, you can have earth and earth, but what happens if you put too much earth down there? Things get too dry. You don't got no water. You don't got no air. I mean, you're going to have the air because it's the logical perspective. It's the left side. But of course, that air is basically dealing with the past. And of course, air is dealing with the future. But if you ain't got that air, if you ain't got that fire, if you ain't got that water, then you just going to be too dry. Feel me? Y'all going to develop arthritis and shit. Y'all going to be eating too much. But another thing, when we talking about eating, see, Taurus, they value their comfortability, their security. Virgos, they value their health, work, schedule, and routine. See, when it comes to Virgo health, they love to eat things that actually are safe. And of course, safety first comes with Taurus and of course, Virgo. But of course, when it comes to Virgo loves to basically eat a good old earthly vegan diet. Not necessarily all Virgos are vegans, but of course, you know, they are very strict when it comes to their health and eating certain things. So, a Virgo will be very strict with their diet. A Taurus will look at the Virgo like, you sure you don't want that? It looks good. Virgo at times be like, nah, I'm going to stick with this. And the Taurus going to overindulge, eat whatever that's on the table. That's what a Taurus. They love hear, feel, see, smell, touch. They got 5 senses, but of course, in modality, you got 7 senses. But when it comes to that, that's the only differentiation. See, a Virgo will get very frustrated with a Taurus because, you know, Taurus can be very, because all fixed signs are kind of like lazy in their own way. But of course, when they get their asses working and going and flowing, trust me, they can get things moving and flowing and going like the rivers. But of course, that can be one characteristic that a Virgo will not appreciate from a Taurus. It can be very stubborn, very slow to things. And of course, it can kind of like throw off the mutable Virgo, because the Virgo is like boom, 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 boom. I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. I can multitask, yeah, I can do all that shit. How come you can't do that shit? But that'll be the only clash between you guys. But of course, y'all are very down to earth. Y'all relationship will last very long. Also, Venus falls in Virgo, so Taurus, they love matters. It's kind of gonna be restricted. Y'all gonna be all work, no play. Try to find equilibrium. Try to get out there. Try to utilize more feelings and emotions, because these are 2 signs. See, the Taurus is basically what they do. When they deal with their feelings and emotions, they deal with it by buying you a gift, buying you a treat, or buying you food. Virgos show they love by being a service to you or helping you out or just being very kind to you. Feel me? And of course, that's Virgo doing something for you. That's not just them saying, oh, here. Feel me? Like, a Virgo, like, it kind of will take a lot for a Virgo to open up. But of course, that dictates their Venus, where their Venus is at. And of course, their moon sign. So the synastry between that, it'll be that perspective. But of course, a Virgo can be very dry and very too serious at times. A Taurus can be very down to earth and too practical and all about all work and no play at times. So try to find the equilibrium and the balance between. But of course, this is a zodiac sign that can work out with each other.